Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a video that went viral. A battle rapper or supposed battle rapper by the name of Georgio Casper or G Cas, who went viral for making blatant colorist and pedophilic remarks in his battle rap lyrics. So I basically want to say that I am familiar with battle rap and I understand battle rap. I have seen videos of it on YouTube. I have actually watched the show Wild and Out. Now, I just want to say that I do not approve of everything being said in a battle rap, as I will get to in this video. And it's why I do think there should be limits and boundaries being placed in battle rap culture. Even on the show Wild and Out, it is battle rap, it is freestyle comedy, or so they claim, or so it's said. But I also don't really approve of everything being said in that show or on that show because one, it's not necessarily good, especially being on national TV, and two, it is a representative of a bad culture or a bad aspect or negative aspect of what they assume hip-hop and Black culture is, as well as there are a bunch of non-Black people in the audience, so that also doesn't look good. But I digress. Anyway, I understand that this also is how potential rap feuds get started. I think like back in the day, potential rap feuds, there were certain limits because people have gotten shot and killed over someone crossing the line. But this is why I do think that there needs to be a level of boundary placing, whether certain things can't be said or if certain things are said, points are lost or people are penalized. Anyway. Now, this rapper went viral because of the colorist and pedophilic remarks in his battle rap. And I just want to say that colorism in hip hop and in our community is a disease, and that the over sexualization of Black girls and women is also a disease. He proceeds to go on about how the opponent's dark-skinned daughter, but it was a hypothetical daughter because apparently this opponent does not have a real daughter. Now, be that as it may, he basically goes on to say that his dark-skinned daughter is going to be unwanted and undesirable because she's dark-skinned, and that this and G-Cast's light-skinned daughter is going to be desirable. He says that his baby mama, not girlfriend, not wife, not woman, notice baby mama, that's another thing too. We tend to, or at least in this low degenerate sector of our community, we tend to put things like baby mamahood and baby fatherhood on a pedestal before we put like marriage and relationships, okay? He said his baby mama is better because she is light skinned. So in his words, your baby mama's Black, my baby mama's strapped, light skinned, cute face, all that, okay? He goes in on the dark-skinned daughter's features, the hypothetical dark-skinned daughter's features, and said that his light-skinned daughter will get more likes, basically saying that when he posts his light-skinned daughter on Facebook, she gets 500 likes, and his dark-skinned daughter gets posted and will only get 8. And then he goes on and sexualizes the little girl by saying that she'll do anything for a pair of Reeboks because she will have low self-esteem and will smash anyone who gives her attention. He says she will have high insecurities and low self-esteem. And he basically says that she's going to be unwanted and unvaluable. He said that your daughter will be hard to want. My daughter will be hard to get. Your daughter will be hard to duck. My daughter will be hard to hit. My daughter will be called my daughter. Your daughter will be called a bitch. His words exactly. That itself not only exposes him and his deep-seated insecurities and self-hatred, but it also exposes the collective Black communities and the collective Black men's colorism and sexualization of Black girls. And like Chrissy said, we definitely, not only society, but even in our community, we don't allow Black girls to be children. We honestly just don't allow Black children to be children. The crowd is even worse because they egg it on. And again, I understand this is battle rap culture and the so-called quote unquote anything goes narrative, but this is why there needs to be a boundary set in place. And I think, and we also need to understand that that in this world, there seems to be this level of rappers exposing themselves. And not only about their own hatred or self-hatred, but they'll also expose themselves in crime. Before, it's like that stuff was kept under wraps, but now it seems like people have no problem being blatant as long as they get a song out there. Now, the people in the crowd are worse because they egg it on and people are looking at it as quote unquote jokes. And that's the problem. Dark skin and dark skinned girls, dark skinned women, they're constantly made butts of jokes. And just black women in general. But in this particular case, we're talking about dark skinned women. I have been in that situation before where my skin tone has been made the butt of a joke, or my skin tone has been, called out, humiliated, criticized, and I was just told to relax, it's a joke. And this is why I can't F with a lot of black people or people of color. And this is not the collective, but a lot of it does come from this community. But yet and still, when it comes to being, so-called pro-black, it's all about solidarity. F that, and I'm going to get into that a bit later. However, the opponent is smiling, which is even worse. And even if this man didn't really have a daughter, the fact that he lets it slide and the crowd eggs it on is very telling of how black people and the black community and black men in particular really feel. He further sexualizes the daughter by saying she will know what brain is before she knows what a brain is, and that she will know what a train is, meaning she's going to get a train ran on her before she knows what a train is, like the actual train. If 30 men gave him $30, he would pimp her out, and he doesn't care that she's 6. That goes to show you the problem with pedophilia and molestation and the sexualization of black girls in our community. And that's what I find funny is this is the stuff that they will tell you to sweep under the rug. See, like Chrissy said, it seems like when this black community comes together to quote unquote care about black women, it's only when it's at the hands of supposed white men or other men. But not even then, not really. The care seems to be fake. Okay, but I digress. She is going to suck 60 of our men in seconds. She will have high insecurities and low self-esteem. She will be a broke bitch and have a bad body, and not the bad body in a good way, okay? See, this is the value that people and society and black men place on black and dark-skinned women. This is honestly very disgusting. This guy needs to be investigated because the way he was going in sexually on the girl, and I've heard this done before in battle rap where they will go and say, hey, I'll sleep with your wife, I'll sleep with your girl, I'll sleep with your baby mama, I'll sleep with your mama. That's all good and great because, well, not all good and great, it's not good, but at the same time, the difference is when they're talking about smashing the other opponent's girl, baby mama, wife, mother, 9 times out of 10, those are adults of age, not a 6-year-old girl, not an underage girl, okay? And what I find funny is that, again, the crowd eggs it on. If that doesn't tell you that there is a problem within this community as it relates to things like pedophilia, I don't know what is. Because what I find funny is that there will be some people in this community, especially the so-called pro-blacks, that will tell you that pedophilia and stuff like this aren't a problem within this community, and that's all the cause of racism, white supremacy, because it all goes back to racism, white supremacy. And yes, it is a factor, but I also do think some people are using it as type of crutch. And again, I will talk about that later. This guy needs to really be investigated. And mind you, this guy actually has 3 daughters. 2 of which are dark skinned and look like him. He has 1 lighter skinned daughter. She's not like completely light skinned, but she is definitely lighter out of the 3. And he basically, I feel, this is how he feels about black women. This is how he feels about young black girls. And this is probably how he feels about his own daughter. I'm not sure if he has 3 girls by the same woman or more than 1 woman. I am not sure. But as far as we know, he has a baby mama. Mind you, not wife, not girlfriend, baby mama. And I did hear that he is being investigated, by the way. But what I find funny is that men like this in our community place this low value on dark skin, especially dark skin black girls and women in our community. But They swear up and down, but they swear up and down, especially the Dusties like this guy will swear up and down that they have nothing to do with the low self-esteem and insecurities of Black women and girls. They say they expect us to just pull confidence and self-esteem out of thin air, and they'll blame the external source for the problems. So they'll say it's all racism, white supremacy. They'll say it's all these other stuff. They say, well, you just need to get some security, and you need to get some self-esteem about you. But they don't put in any resources, solutions, tips in order for us to get that. They expect us to pull it out of thin air. And of course, if we do pull it out of thin air, if we do find it, then they shame us for having it. So that's another thing. It's really a you can't win for losing type of thing in this community. And this is why at this point, I would say that it doesn't matter what you do, they're still going to hate, but still try to be great and level up and everything like that. Black women, especially dark-skinned Black women. All right. But at this point, it's sounding like a crutch for the people who don't want to change. So again, they will tell you it's all these external problems. The Dusties, especially the so-called pro-whacks in the community, will tell you that it's all these external issues that they supposedly cannot control because it's a repercussion of all the stuff that existed prior. And yes, I do agree with that. Those are factors. But I also do believe it gets to the point where, especially in this day and age where we know better, but a lot of you guys are just not doing better. And then at this point, it's starting to look like you are using these external forces as a crutch. He said that he would drag her by her hair and beat her and bitch slap her, right? A 6-year-old girl. He said the floor will be, her head will be the floor for him. So he will treat her like trash, basically. And to be honest, when I hear all these lyrics, I don't care if it's battle rap. I don't care if it's, so-called for jokes, ropes, and gags, or whatever you do to win and get the points. If this isn't a wake-up call for Black and dark-skinned women and girls, I don't know what is. If this isn't clear enough that Black women should burn the cape for dudes like him, to leave Blackistan and only F with and only mess with like-minded and truly upright, open-minded Black men and people, and leave these dusty, low vibrational, degenerate dudes behind, I don't know what is. Mind you, this man has received a ton of backlash. And he goes on his live stream to double down and to deflect. And what's funny is Lovely T posted this on her page, and he said if people wanted the smoke, they can come to his page. But as of today, or at this point, the page has been either privatized. The page was at first privatized, and as of now, the IG page has completely been deleted. So it's funny how he came in with all this bravado, but he couldn't handle the heat. In his live, he says he still won the battle rap. And of course, that's the problem with battle rap and how it's gone too far with no boundaries, because anything for the win, right? Lovely T also pointed out that he probably hit below the belt because he was losing that battle. He was probably losing that battle, even if he won the battle at the end of the day. And that's how you really know. Back in the day, there was not this type of rap being popularized in certain, and, there were certain boundaries being put out there. So even if they had, all these explicit lyrics, because, some of that stuff was just still underground. Unless you were like a true fan of a certain rapper, or you really listen to every single music in their catalog, you did not hear, what's popular, you did not hear all that stuff like this going down. This is why I really don't listen to modern day rap music or trap music, because of messages like this. Now, Lovely T talked about how back in the day, Tupac we were raised on, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And that is true, whether he felt this way or not. Okay, but he can at least still put out music that was more uplifting and encouraging, which is why I mostly like the Tupac songs that are talking about changes and, keep your head up and Dear Mama. Those are the type of rap music. Call it the conscious music or whatever, but that is the type of hip hop and rap music I like. Okay, this is why I actually like Lauryn Hill. I don't like this new modern day rap music or trap music, and let's just be real. It's just a lot of it nowadays is trash, unless it's like the conscious, really creative rapper. And this is the problem I have. And mind you, some of these rappers were actually doing and saying some of the things he was saying. But again, it wasn't really popularized, at least if you can understand. Now, granted, Ice Cube, I think Ice Cube even made a song about smashing some man's underage daughter. The more and more I see things like this, the more and more it gets harder for me to support and defend the collective of Black men, like, and the less sympathy I have for the collective of Black men, and in some cases Black people. And I know there's the not all crowd, but I'm sorry, the not all crowd is definitely being outnumbered by the men like him, especially when this stuff makes it to social media. And before I forget, mind you, a woman on YouTube said that a lot of people who were talking about the situation now, who are all up in arms about it, are being fake. I think her name is Rashiba or Rashida. She said that no, she's actually been talking about colorism before colorism was a popular topic to talk about, and that this video that's going viral right now came out 5 years ago. So this apparently is an older video, and we're just finding out about it now. I feel like this was more of the universe's or God's way of telling us that Black and dark-skinned women need to burn the cape. And I think it's time to really also not be so endorsing with every single person that comes out in the rap culture. I feel like Black women really need to, especially dark-skinned Black women, need to stop putting every single person up on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Especially because you like their music. I will hear even from dark-skinned Black women who still support Kodak Black. So what will it take for you guys to wake up and realize either stop putting money in their pockets, stop, supporting them, even if they do make good music, truly boycott. And that's the problem, what makes it hard to boycott. This is what I said in one of my other videos, why I don't take, Black boycotts seriously, because when you're either that invested into something, it's hard to break from that, or it's easier to quote unquote boycott or quote unquote cancel something or someone who you never really were supporting. So one of the reasons I can easily just not support these rappers is because I don't listen to them anyway. Maybe to either also wake up the gaslighters, which is why some of this stuff is happening now, because it's like every other day I will see a colorist rapper or someone going viral for colorism, or, people being put on blast for colorism and mistreating Black women or dark-skinned Black women. And, I think maybe this is happening more and more because this may be the universe's or God's way of saying, it's probably even time to wake up the gaslighters. Because the gaslighters, you'll have people even after this video went viral saying that it was just battle rap, it's jokes, get over it, the guy didn't have a real daughter. But it's still showing you and exposing to you what these people in this community actually feel about dark-skinned women, and how dark-skinned women can actually attest to actually feeling the way he is describing how this dark-skinned hypothetical daughter and he has 2 dark-skinned daughters of himself, how the community really feels about them, how society feels about us. Because like I said, the gaslighters will say something along the lines of, it doesn't exist, it's not real, it's all in your head, it's just an ugly girl problem, they weren't talking about you, it's a battle rap, it's all jokes, everything's off limit. And I feel like God or the universe or something is trying to tell us it has to get so overt. And that's one thing I notice, with people in our community. And we're not the only ones, but I'm focusing on us right now. In our community, it seems like it has to be a complete tragedy. It has to be such a tragedy, and ish has to really hit the fan for us to actually realize and wake up and say, okay, this is a problem. And I don't think it can get any more overt than this. I really don't think it can. But I think for other people and the gaslighters and the people who want to, like the people who were like Cash Doll at one point, who said, stuff like this didn't exist, or stuff like this weren't handicaps or obstacles. I think it had to get so overt for you guys to realize that it doesn't exist. Because for some people, for gaslighters, if it's not super overt, if it's not overt at all, then it doesn't exist to them. Well, here it is. Here it is, as overt as it can be, in my eyes at least. And I don't think it can get any more clear than this. So anyway, that is my little rant. That is my opinion on it. Tell me what you think down in the comment section. Let's discuss this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please subscribe the hell out of this video. I'm closer to 1K. And don't forget to check out all the links down below. I have some new stuff. I'm coming out with a sale soon. So also don't forget to stream Good Loving on all streaming platforms. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.